DualSource.tech gets updated multiple times a day with a variety of tech products, so if you guys live in the US, UK, and Canada and want to save money on your next purchase, consider bookmarking DualSource.tech and checking back at least once a day. Ultrawide monitors. More and more people are converting their multi-monitor setup to a single ultrawide. I've done it a few years ago and never looked back since. LG has also been improving their ultrawide monitors, and this year we have two different models. The 38UC99, which is the one I'm reviewing in this video, and the UC79GB that's aimed more towards gamers with its 144Hz refresh rate and low cost. But if you guys want me to grab the gaming version as well and do a video on it, then be sure to hit that like button. So this is a 38-inch ultra-wide curved monitor with an IPS display, and no, I'm not joking. I did say 38 inches. That's equivalent to three 16:9 1080p monitors side by side. Here's what it looks like compared to the last year's model, the 34UC98. Even though it doesn't look much bigger side by side, I can definitely tell you it's much more noticeable in person. It's pretty much like having a small curved TV right in front of you. It took me a few days to get used to the size, but all I can say to LG is please do not go any bigger. I feel like 38 inches is the maximum for any single display. Of course, with the size boost comes more pixels, up from their previous 3440 by 1440p up to 3840 by 1600. Needless to say, you have more room to work with. Here's a quick sample between both resolutions. So this here is a 3840 by 1600, and here is the 3440 by 1440p. That's how much more real estate you are given with their new monitor. As far as color reproduction, I honestly cannot see the difference between the two. Their previous version had an amazing display, so I feel like they kept it. After all, why change things that work? It's still the same vibrant colors with amazing viewing angles, and of course sRGB over 99%. In terms of design, not much has changed also. The back cover is made out of plastic, and so is the base. However, it does have this brushed aluminum look. I do love the consistency of the white gloss for both the neck and the back of the monitor, and what's interesting is that the stand is compatible with their previous model as well. Of course, it's optional because the monitor is VESA compatible, as you can already tell. But if you do decide to use the stand, then you would be pleased to find that it is height adjustable, up to 110 meters, as well as 5 to 15 degrees of tilt, just like before. Taking a look at the back is where you will find all of the ports. We have one USB Type-C, one DisplayPort 1.2, two HDMIs, one headphone jack, and two USB 3.0, which by the way are both quick charge capable. Something that LG has improved from their previous version is their speakers. Now I know a lot of people, myself included, don't use the speakers on the monitors, but for those of you who do, I think you would be impressed. LG is calling it their rich bass, and it features two 10-watt drivers compared to their previous 7, and here's the difference in sound quality. Obviously, it's not going to sound better than actual desktop speakers, but for being built in the monitor, they are pretty damn good. What's also interesting is that you can connect any Bluetooth device to the speakers and output the sound directly from the monitor. I'm not really sure who would use that feature, but it's there anyways. Accessing the menu is done by the joystick, which is located on the bottom between the speakers. And within the menu, you have access to the quick settings that give you the option to change the brightness, contrast, and screen off, which will only turn off the screen but will continue to output the sound. Then you have input. So in here you can change the aspect ratio from full 21:9 to original, which is 16:9, and then you have two cinema modes, which let you watch content in 21:9 full screen with caption. The picture setting gives you access to change the colors, but I find the default setting to be calibrated perfectly with the most accurate colors. Sound is pretty self-explanatory, and then we have general, which will give you some additional options, for example enabling the quick charge feature. So what does content look like on a 21:9 monitor that isn't made in 21:9? For example, YouTube videos. Well, just like before, you get black borders on both sides, however this time they are much wider. Watching movies or videos, however, in 21:9 is always a treat, and I definitely feel like I get a more immersive experience since it's a much larger monitor. Productivity has also been affected from the resolution bump. Since I'm only using one monitor, I can definitely use all the horizontal and vertical pixels I can get. And because of this, I was able to add 2 extra timelines near the bottom, which will help a lot when it comes to editing. Gaming is also fun in 21:9. Again, going back to the whole immersive experience. Even some console games are starting to support 21:9, like the new Ratchet & Clank on PS4. The UC99 does feature a virtual 1 millisecond response time with motion blur reduction and 75Hz refresh rate. However, the 75Hz is only available with the DisplayPort and FreeSync enabled, which is kind of a drawback on the monitor since most people use NVIDIA GPUs. For people that use AMD cards, it's great, but for the rest of us, we only get 60Hz. Then again, this monitor wasn't made for hardcore gamers. Instead, it's aimed at casual gamers and productivity being the main focus. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, the UC97G is the one that's aimed mainly for gamers. So to sum it up, LG has done it again by creating another amazing ultra-wide monitor by addressing some of the issues from their previous lineup. The backlight bleed is very minimal and much improved from last year, as well as an issue with image footprints, which I've experienced on the UC98. This is where a faint copy of an image is left over on the screen after moving the original. I'm glad to report that the UC99 does not experience this, at least my model doesn't. The only other gripe I have with this monitor is the price. It's pretty steep, and I get why. I mean, it does come with a bunch of features. But personally, if it were up to me, I would get rid of some features like the built-in speakers, quick charge, USB Type-C, and even FreeSync, since there is already another version aimed at gaming. Dropping these features will dramatically reduce the cost of manufacturing, which will then in return reduce the price of the monitor. If you guys already own one of LG's previous ultra-wide monitors, then I don't think it's worth it to make the upgrade. However, if you're looking into getting an ultra-wide, then now's the best time to make the switch. But as I said before, this monitor is perfect for content creators, and it's also great for casual gamers out there. If you guys are interested in checking it out, I'll drop a link to it down below. And let me know if you guys want me to review the gaming version of this monitor by leaving a like and letting me know in the comments section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I'll see you in the next video.